You've likely heard of the concept of déjà vu, but have you heard of the concept of Vujà? Hi, this is Brian with Summit Trek, and this is Field Notes. I was recently watching an interview with Rick Rubin and LL Cool J. And LL Cool J was talking about déjà vu, the idea that you're somewhere that you feel like you've been before. But then he started talking about Déjà, a concept I'd never heard before and haven't heard of since, frankly. And what he said about Déjà is it's the feeling of a different experience of a place that you know you've been before. So somewhere you've been many times, but all of a sudden you're experiencing it in a different way. And I've heard people say that about great books or about great movies. Spiritual people say that about even reading the scriptural texts of their belief system, that they can read the same thing over and over again and have a completely different experience of it. And what we have found with leaders and organizations, and maybe even the way people look at themselves, if they can change their line of sight, if they can change their perspective, if they can lift their eyes a little bit from the chaos, from the overwhelm, everything starts to look a little bit differently. So here's to Déjà, and here's to the idea that by changing the way I think about things, or the lens that I'm looking through, or the perspective that I'm coming to them through, that everything might change. In the same situation, the same frustration, the same hopelessness, the same belief that that employee will never change, maybe the belief that I'll never change, can absolutely find change. If you're not operating in circles and spending time with people that are getting you to think about the common circumstances and people of your life with different eyes, you need to find a different tribe, because I think it's the answer to almost everything.